Hi there, Real Geeks. This is Brendan. I am the marketing manager for Real Leads Marketing on Google and Facebook, our client facing marketing service. Wanted to go ahead and share with you guys how to add tracking details to your Real Geeks website so that when you are running ads on your own using Google, you'll be able to see how those leads are converting in your analytics as well as in your AdWords account on Google. So as you can see here, I do have my test account pulled up to show you how to do this. It's relatively simple process, but there's specific code you would have to send out to us over here at Real Geeks. So when you're looking at your ads, you'll see I'm in my overview now. This is a test account. No actual data is in here, so zeros across the board. But we can look at the campaign details here, ad groups, ads extensions, so on and so forth. But we're not going to use this side to get the tracking details. We're going to come up here to Tools and Settings. We're going to choose Conversions, and it's going to bring us over to where we can set up and track existing conversion actions or action sets. So we've got nothing matching our filters as of yet, so we'll press this blue plus sign to add a new conversion event. We're looking at generating leads that have come from your website, right? So if you're using something to generate phone calls or to get people over an app, you would do this differently. But for the sake of your Real Geek site, you will always choose this website option. It's then going to give you a number of different categories to choose from. I'm going to go through these one at a time, so just minimizing these to start. The very first one is category, right? So this is what is the intended action with your tracking. So really, there's three of these that would work fine for your Real Geeks website. You can either track as a lead, as a sign up, or other. It's just going to be semantics depending on what you choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose lead since that's the name of the game. So now we come here to conversion name. It automatically filled that in based on our category selection. We could make this something custom if we want. If let's say you have different types of lead tracking that you want to keep in, keep in mind, you could do something a little different for each one. But I'm just going to leave it as lead. Doesn't make much of a difference. Third section here is the value. So this is what we would value the lead at whenever it's received so that Google can give you an estimate on what your value has been in terms of what you've received. It's hard to really put a value on an individual lead. There's so many different moving parts when it comes to whether that person's going to work with you, whether they're buying, selling, both, what their price range is, what your commission rate is, that sort of thing. So we're just going to ignore the values, recommend not using it. I know it says not recommended on Google's side, but that is the best use case that we've seen for tracking with our sites. So moving along to count. So this is when we are going to count if somebody is a lead. So if we were going to count every single instance, let's say somebody comes to your site and is already a lead and signs in, that might count as a double. So we're going to move this to 1. It's recommended for leads as well. Essentially, this will only track 1 instance per conversion of a sign up. Conversion window, these next 4, you could just skip these and press create and continue, and it would be fine. You've set everything up with category, name, value, and count. But our conversion window is essentially how long after the person or consumer interacts with your advertisement can Google count that as a lead. So if we leave this at the default at 30 days, let's say that I see your Google ad today, I do click but don't sign up. And then, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even almost 4 weeks later, I come back to your website somehow and sign up. Google would then count that as a lead based on that conversion window. So I'm going to narrow that down a little bit to 1 week. That way, it's not giving people as wide of a range to become a lead from Google if they found your site in another way a week or 2 later. So now we're looking at view through conversion. Similar concept. The difference is that let's say they don't actually click your ad, but they do see it impressed on their screen when they've performed a search. If they go to your site and sign up within a day from when they saw the ad, it will count as a conversion. I like that default. I recommend keeping it the same. If you want to customize that to give it longer or something totally custom, you can do so as well. 2 more to go. Included in conversions, we're going to go ahead and leave this check marked as a yes. Essentially, that means if you look at your AdWords tracking, it will count this information as a lead in Google as well. And last but not least, our attribution model of last click, I recommend keeping the same, as that would mean that it will count them as your lead if that was the last click performed. So we press create and continue, and it's going to go ahead. Oh, I've already used one called leads, so we'll just call this lead test. So we'll go ahead and create and continue, and it's going to bring us to our next step of how we can actually get that added to the website. So there's two different things that you guys can do for this one. You can go ahead and install the tag yourself. You will not actually be able to do it. You would need to send that information to us. So if you go this route, what you'll want to do is you'll want to come down here, choose HTML for the style of code. You're going to keep this default global site tag. The global site tag is not installed on your HTML pages. And then you will either download this snippet or copy and paste this snippet of code, sending it over to your Real Geeks support staff. In addition to that, we will also need an event snippet. We always get the question, do we want the page load or the click snippet? We want an on-page load. So we are going to be installing all of this tracking on the pop-up window that appears whenever somebody is registered, right? So not when they're prompted to sign up, but once they've pressed sign up and they have a thank you for registration page, when that loads is when we're going to trigger this snippet. So keep page load, also send this to us or download and send both the global site tag and the event snippet over to the Real Geeks support team. Instead of installing it yourself, sending that to us manually, you can have Google email the tag directly, right? So press email the tag instead. We're going to keep it as page load, and then it'll just ask you for the email address of your webmaster, Real Geeks. You could just send this to support@realgeeks.com. Send and continue, and you'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and just press install self, next, and you are all set, done. Now that's going to appear here in your conversion actions. So you'll be able to see all the conversions that have come through that. And you're also going to be able to see that data directly in your campaign performance details on Google as well. So this has been your quick tutorial to adding Google Analytics or Google AdWords tracking to your campaign and to your Real Geeks website. If you have any questions, please reach out to our support team. We're more than happy to help with these installations if needed. You can do that through realgeeks.com/support, by emailing support@realgeeks.com, or by giving us a phone call at 844-311-4969 extension 2. Have a great day.